What's going on, guys? Roger here with QVO Tactical. Today I'm excited to bring you guys a video on something that I've wanted to bring to market for quite some time. You guys all know that I'm a huge fan of two-stage triggers for my AR-15s, but it can also get very pricey when you're trying to put quality two-stage triggers in all of the AR-15s that you own. So today I'm happy to be showing you guys the two-stage trigger that we here at QVO Tactical will be bringing to market. You've actually already seen it in a previous video that we did on that Radical Defense Mark 1 SBR, but without further ado, guys, let's take a look at the QVO Tactical two-stage trigger. Now, before we jump into the range footage, guys, I did want to go over the specs of the trigger. The QVO two-stage trigger has a non-reflective black phosphate finish. The initial pull consists of 2 pounds, which will bring you all the way to the wall. Once at that wall, there's going to be another 2.5 pound pull for the trigger to break and the gun to fire. The reset is then short and quick, allowing for extremely fast follow-up shots. The trigger is manufactured here in the United States out of Illinois. It is made by Schmid Tool and Engineering. Schmid has been in the machining business for over 80 years, and they've been providing manufacturing services to law enforcement, military, and legally armed citizens for the last 40 years. Everything that Schmid Tool and Engineering does is 100% sourced and manufactured right here in the United States. They are well known throughout the industry for providing quality components for several different manufacturers. All right, guys, with the specs out of the way, let's jump into the range footage. As I stated earlier, this trigger was used in our recent Radical Defense Mark 1 SBR video. Guys, definitely check out that video if you haven't yet. That was a really fun one to shoot. During that video, we all got a chance to fire the trigger for the first time, so here's that footage now. How'd the trigger feel?
Trigger's crispy, man. I actually really like, and I'm not a big two-stage trigger guy. You know, I've shot single stage all my life, but that's something I can get used to because the reset is super short. And how much are these gonna be?
It'd be 85 bucks.
Dude, that's shorter reset than Geisley. A couple other ones out there, man. You're gonna do pretty good with those triggers. I like it a lot.
How's that trigger?
That trigger, man. I'm gonna buy like 2 or 3 of them because it was nice.
I'm digging it, man. Don't get me wrong, it's not like my favorite's like the Geisley SSAE or the Tricon. It's not one of those, but at the same time, it's 85 bucks.
Yeah.
Now, something else I definitely wanted to do while we're out on the range was to run some build drills with our trigger installed in that Mark 1 SBR. .141.
1.12, 6 shots, best split 0.13, first shot 0.37.
Nice, and coming over here, taking a look at these hits now. Kept everything alpha. Granted, guys, we're at maybe 7 yards. It's nothing super crazy, but when I talk about in studio what this gun was designed for originally, it'll kind of make sense. It was designed for like a team that would be clearing, like a SWAT team used for clearing residential homes or commercial buildings, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, for the distance that it was designed for, I'll take that all day long. And for 1.12 is my best run on this trigger. You know, I'm digging it. I wanted to bring a two-stage trigger to market that was affordable and gave me like everything I wanted out of a competition, but at the same time, everything I wanted out of a duty trigger. And to better explain that, like my SSAE guys, I can run this drill 6 rounds under a second, but that trigger is much lighter. That's why it's my favorite. But you know, I would want this in, you know, a duty setup, which this is designed for. Now, if you're curious about how we filmed this portion of the video with our shot times overlaid onto our footage, let me explain it for you. We are using the SG shot timer from Shooters Global. This is a new timer that has come to market and easily has some of the coolest features that I've seen in a shot timer to date. In short, guys, the shot timer syncs up with your smartphone and allows you to video record through your phone while having all of your split times and shot times overlaid directly onto your footage. It is a really cool tool that allows us to show you our hits and speed in real time. If you'd like to get one of these for yourself, be sure to use our link down below in the description of this video and also use code QVO Tactical, all one word, on their website to save you some cash. All right guys, so like I said on the range, this is kind of my ideal trigger as it has a very good balance in regards to the trigger weight, a short reset, and an affordable price. My favorite trigger to date is still the Geissele Tricon or the SSAE, but both of those triggers are easily gonna run you $200 plus. I wanted to bring something to market that was good enough to run in any rifle build, but still way better than your standard single stage mil-spec trigger. Oh, and for those of you guys wondering, yes, you can definitely bump fire with this trigger. Now, before we finish up on the range, I did want to give you guys an up close and personal look at the trigger in use. All right guys, so while we were out here on the range, I wanted to give you all an up close and personal look at the QVO 2-stage trigger. So right here, you have about 2 pounds of prep, and when you get to that wall, it's about 2.5 pounds for the break. The reset, very short, very audible, tactile, you will feel, you will hear it, you'll be good to go there. But I like 2-stage trigger, guys. If you have to prep up to that wall and then take that precision shot, you're gonna be good to go. And then the reset is nice and short, so if you need to go and do a fast build drill, you're gonna be good to go as well. So I wanted to come out with a 2-stage trigger that has the performance of what I like to run in most of my guns. A lot of the guys today on the range have been comparing it to other triggers. For me, I like to put 2-stage triggers in all of my different rifles that I run, so I wanted to get one that was more affordable. Instead of spending like $200, $250, now you're gonna be able to pick this guy up for 85 bucks. So definitely check them out on our website. We appreciate the support. All right, and lastly, guys, I wanted to have Landon and Gil give their final thoughts on this trigger. All right, Landon, so after a range session with QVO 2-stage trigger, what are your thoughts on it, bud?
Dude, so I am not typically a huge fan of 2-stage triggers. It's not the pull weight, you can get them pretty light, but the reset usually is way farther than it needs to be. But on this one, the reset is just like a single stage. There's just a little bit of prep. So again, if somebody likes that for their preference, cool. You know, it does help you take more precise shots at 100 yards. We took this little guy out to 100 today and I actually made consistent hits with it. So would I buy one? Yeah, I definitely would. For the price and the break, it's actually a really good trigger that would get me into the 2-stage market instead of just single stage triggers.
Your final thoughts, bud, go for it. QVO 2-stage trigger.
I'm really digging this trigger. It's definitely almost as good as some of the aftermarket triggers that I run in my gun right now, but less than half the cost.
Well, that's going to wrap up this video, guys. If you have any questions or comments, make sure to leave them down below in the comment section. I will be sure to get to those. If you guys would like to see these triggers in maybe a nickel boron finish or in a single stage design, as Landon was mentioning, let me know. And if the demand is there, I will definitely look into stocking those for you guys as well. If you guys want to pick one of these up, make sure to hit up our website, QVOTactical.com. We appreciate the support and we thank you for purchasing a trigger. We also appreciate you checking out the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, especially if you're new here, because we post new videos every week. Thanks again, guys, and as always, we'll see you in the next one. We might bring a single stage, maybe just for you.
That's what I'm hoping for. Thank you for joining us on the QVO channel. See us next week.